Manchester United transfer picture is getting seriously interesting, and there could be some major developments at Old Trafford before the summer transfer window closes. There is plenty happening behind the scenes, but one of the biggest stories right now is the future of Marcus Rashford. Rashford has returned to Carrington today, and there is now a growing belief around Manchester United that the academy graduate has a serious chance of remaining at his boyhood club. The doors have been opened for Rashford to stay, and Michael Carrick is also understood to be involved in the situation. Importantly, Rashford is reportedly not considering Turkey or Saudi Arabia as destinations this summer, which could significantly reduce the number of realistic options if he does eventually decide to leave. Personally, I think this is a fascinating situation because Rashford has already shown what he can do when he is confident, fit, and playing with freedom. This is a player who came through the Manchester United Academy, scored on his debut, and has produced some unforgettable moments in a United shirt. Could Carrick be the man who finally gets the best out of Rashford again? Could we be heading towards a huge comeback story at Old Trafford? United fans, would you welcome Rashford back into the squad and give him another opportunity, or do you believe his time at the club has already come to an end? At the same time, Manchester United are continuing to explore attacking options, and Rafael Leão remains a name attracting serious attention. According to multiple reports from Italy, United remain interested in the AC Milan and Portugal winger, and could be ready to make an opening approach or first bid. Leão is exactly the kind of explosive attacker who can change the mood inside Old Trafford in an instant. His pace, power, ability to beat defenders, and threat in 1-versus-1 situations make him one of the most exciting wingers in European football. United are also reportedly looking to strengthen at left-back before the transfer window closes, so the club still have several areas they want to improve. In my opinion, if United can solve the left side of the pitch with the right combination of a quality left-back and a dangerous winger, it could make a huge difference to the balance of the squad. But the big question is whether Milan would actually be willing to negotiate, and just how much Manchester United would have to spend to bring Leão to Old Trafford. Would you take Rafael Leão at Manchester United if the opportunity became realistic? Another situation United fans should keep a very close eye on is Endrick. Manchester United are reportedly in contact with the representatives of the Brazilian forward regarding a possible deal. Endrick is understood to be keen on a move where he can play regularly, with consistent first-team football believed to be one of his biggest priorities. United could therefore be a club to watch closely if his situation at Real Madrid develops. The Brazilian is still incredibly young and has enormous potential, but the question is whether a move to Manchester United would give him the regular minutes he wants. From United's perspective, signing a young forward with huge potential could be a smart long-term move, but the club would have to make sure the player's development is carefully managed. United already have attacking talent in the squad, so any potential Endrick deal would need to make sense both financially and tactically. Could Endrick become the next Brazilian superstar to light up Old Trafford? Or would another club be a better destination for his development? Manchester United are also still interested in Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton, according to reports. Chelsea are reportedly the biggest competition for his signature, while Real Madrid continue to monitor the situation. However, Crystal Palace's reported £86 million valuation of the 22-year-old has made negotiations extremely difficult. Wharton is highly regarded and has already shown maturity beyond his years, but £86 million is an enormous figure for any midfielder. United have already invested heavily in strengthening the middle of the pitch, so the club would need to carefully consider whether another major investment is the right move. Personally, I like Wharton's profile because Manchester United need midfielders who can control games, move the ball intelligently, and remain composed under pressure. But at £86 million, I would have serious questions. Would you spend that kind of money on Adam Wharton, or should United walk away and look for better value elsewhere? Then there is the Igor Thiago situation. Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham have reportedly registered interest in the Brentford striker through intermediaries, while Bayern Munich are also keeping a close eye on the 25-year-old. However, Brentford reportedly have absolutely no intention of entertaining offers for Thiago this summer and see the Brazilian as an important part of their project. The striker scored 22 goals last season and is also understood to be fully committed to remaining at Brentford. That makes this a very difficult deal for United. If Brentford are determined to keep him, Manchester United would probably have to make a huge offer to even start serious discussions. But I can understand why United would monitor the situation. A striker who can consistently find the back of the net is priceless, especially for a club that wants to compete at the very top of English football. The question is whether Thiago would actually be available and whether United should spend heavily on another striker when there are other positions that arguably need attention first. The midfield situation has also taken another twist following Mason Mount's injury during the friendly against Paris Saint-Germain. Manchester United remain in contact with AS Roma regarding a possible move for French midfielder Manu Kone, and reports suggest United have accelerated their search for another midfielder following Mount's injury. Kone is a player who has attracted attention because of his physicality, defensive work, energy and ability to carry the ball through midfield. He could potentially give United another powerful option in the centre of the pitch, particularly in matches where the team need to win individual battles and control transitions. In my opinion, this is an area United cannot afford to ignore. Injuries can change a squad's priorities very quickly, and with a long Premier League campaign ahead, depth in midfield will be absolutely crucial. If Mount's injury keeps him out for a significant period, should Manchester United now make Manu Kone one of their biggest priorities? United are also reportedly monitoring Felix and Mecha, the Germany international who currently plays for Borussia Dortmund. Mecha is another midfielder with the physical profile and technical ability that could interest Manchester United's recruitment team. He can operate in different midfield roles, offers athleticism, and can contribute going forward. If United want greater depth and versatility in the middle of the pitch, this is another name worth watching closely. However, the club must be careful not to simply sign players because they are available. Every new arrival needs to have a clear role within Carrick's system and must improve the squad rather than simply add another body. And this is where things become particularly exciting for United supporters. The club are clearly working on several different possibilities at the same time. Rashford's future remains uncertain, but the door for a stay is now open. Rafael Leão continues to attract attention as a potential attacking target. Endrick's representatives are reportedly in contact with United. Adam Wharton remains on the radar despite Palace's huge valuation. Igor Thiago is being monitored despite Brentford's firm stance. Manu Kone remains a midfield option, particularly with the latest injury concerns, while Felix and Mecha is also being watched. And, on top of all that, United are still looking at the left-back position before the window closes. For me, the most important thing is that Manchester United get the balance right. This cannot simply be another summer of signing big names for the sake of it. The club need players who fit the manager's football, players who can handle the pressure of playing at Old Trafford and, most importantly, players who are hungry to compete for trophies. United need a squad capable of fighting across the Premier League, Europe and the domestic cups, and that requires quality as well as depth. The return of Marcus Rashford could actually become one of the most intriguing stories of the entire summer. Imagine Rashford returning to Carrington, rebuilding his confidence under Carrick, and eventually walking back onto the Old Trafford pitch in a Manchester United shirt. Football is full of unexpected comebacks, and this could potentially be one of them. But would Rashford accept a different role? Would Carrick trust him? And can Rashford rediscover the level that once made him one of the most feared attackers in England? As for the transfer targets, I personally believe United should prioritise positions rather than names. A quality left-back should be high on the list. Midfield depth is becoming increasingly important. And another attacking option could be considered if the right opportunity appears. Rafael Leão would be an incredible signing on paper, but the financial side of the deal must make sense. Manu Kone could provide the energy and physicality United need in midfield, while Endrick would represent a completely different kind of long-term investment. Adam Wharton is talented, but that reported £86 million price tag would make me think twice. One thing is certain, Manchester United's summer business is far from finished, and the final weeks of the transfer window could be absolutely fascinating.